Hi there, I'm Taylor Carey, and I want to just share a little bit of a demonstration for you with the Yamuna face work. And these are specialized balls manufactured by our manufacturer in Italy, Ledger Plastics, and they're very clean. So when you kind of smell them, they don't have any of that kind of weird after smell or extra chemicals. They're phthalate free. And the texture of the balls is interesting. It's very skin-like, so it's very soft. I have to say these are some of the favorite balls of people who have joined in on our work. And to see really simply what it is that we're doing, this is very typically, we'll have kind of one basic roll in each area of the body. So for the working the torso and the spine, I might say rolling up the back of the spine to create space, or in the front of you in the sternum, we get a nice lift here. In the face, we're going to work all of the bone. So if you were to choose to come to a workshop with me, what I would do is I would present resources. So we'd have pictures of what the actual face looks like underneath our skin, and we'll see where our sutures or where our bones come together and they meet. So the sutures are kind of the meeting place that can get very much like the rest of our body. When we have a joint that's a little bit squeaky or tight, these sutures in the head can get a little bit stuck sometimes, or due to repetitive patterns in the musculature and in the face. Is if you, like me, I have this pattern that I do when I'm looking in my computer and I'm wanting to work and I'm concentrating, I'll tend to kind of pull my eyebrows together. So any of these kinds of moves that contract the bones together, when one bone meets another, what we want to do is free things up and balance what's going on in the skull. But what we want to think about is we want to think about it in 360-degree terms. So just to do something really brief and get a sense of what it looks like and what it might feel like, I would just take this ball, I would lay myself down. It's very easy to do this on the floor. I often recommend to people to do it in bed. It's very comforting and gentle as you do the work. And this first position, I might just take this larger face ball right at the back of my skull. So if I turn to the side, you're going to see there's my hairline, there's the base of the occiput. I kind of bring that ball directly underneath the bone of the skull, and I take myself into a very nice neutral position. So as soon as I do this, when I just roll a little bit to the right and to the left, I can feel that I'm actually touching into the bony structure where we tend to get a little bit constricted with the musculature off of our back and shoulders, up the spine. And just generally, it feels soft, it feels gentle. If this is too strong for you, you could very easily, if you find you lay on it for a while, it feels nice, and then you want to shift yourself around, you could very easily take a pillow and do that same thing. Now, why we want to have something on the back of the skull is we are going to be starting to work from the front with this smaller face ball. And I'm just going to take my fingertips right here at the top of my nose bone and the start of the forehead bone. And remember when I said when two bones come together, so the nose bone and the forehead bone come together, there's a little spot here right at the top of the bridge of the nose that I'm going to take this ball. And so from the side, you're going to be able to see me bringing the ball directly toward my face. I'm going to bear a little weight directly into the bone. So it's kind of like I'm trying to think about at that same angle and bringing it back towards the center. I'm also thinking about connecting the front ball to the back ball. And I'm causing, for maybe 5, 10, 15 seconds, a little compression right here so that the bones are getting some information. So the information going in might be, oh, hey, as we're breathing, it's kind of relaxing. And once we can feel the relaxing in the body, you might notice that the bones start to relax and the muscular starts to relax. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a little upward traction. So I'm just doing this as an exaggeration. What we're going to do is keep that ball right into the bone, and we want to keep that connection. Now, as I stay here, I'm not pulling my skin. I'm actually just creating traction by pressing everything a little bit upwards. And it's kind of interesting. I can feel nearly like the skin or the fascia kind of pulls my nose up with it. And so this kind of getting the lift of the forehead bone, connecting to the back, I can feel how it's connecting into all of the different bones around the face, most specifically to this one here. And when you're ready, once you've had a breath in and out, I'm going to just keep that ball right at that suture. I'm going to move. It's a little bit of a roll, but it's also a little bit of pressure directly from the front ball to the back ball, and then a little bit of a lift of the forehead. So thinking about this, if what's happening as we're breathing here, we're letting that ball penetrate and soften into the forehead bone. What's happening is we are actually bending bone a little bit. We're increasing circulation. We're feeling how this connection feels. And as we take maybe 1, 2, 3 breaths and then move that ball to the next point, you can see I'm rolling a little bit. I'm traction a little bit. The ball is nearly at my hairline. And as I breathe, I can feel that my nervous system, I can feel a very calming effect starting to occur. And I'm going to roll one more time right up to the hairline. And I'm thinking about, oh, how does it feel in my whole body? But also, how does it feel right into that bone at the top of my nose? As I roll up, it feels like I'm creating more space. So at the hairline, I'll take my hand away. I'll take the ball away. I'll pause for a moment. I'll take a few breaths. And then I'm going to go to the next spot. And the next spot, I'm going to just head. So to open this forehead bone, I'm going to just follow along my eyebrow. You can see my finger. I'm going to come right to the very center. Kind of if I were looking straight ahead, it would be my eyeball. So I'm right above my eyeball. I'm going to take that ball. I'm going to just roll it so it just gets on the underside of that forehead bone. And so if I were touch and tell anatomy, I would be finding I can feel a little bit of a ridge. So I'm not in my eye. I'm just on the very lowest edge of the ridge of my forehead bone. I'm rolling the ball in and I'm applying a little pressure. Again, I'm imagining and connecting that front ball to the back ball. No way, shape, or form is this hurting me in any way. If anything, it just feels like a very nice, gentle pressure. And interestingly, the more you do this, the more you're going to start feeling not only is the bone in your face relaxing, but you're going to feel different parts of your body relaxing as you do the work. When you're ready, you're going to just take that ball, keep that nice pressure. You're going to roll up a little bit, turning my face to the side just so you can see. And I'm lifting. If you were to see that from the side, I'm coming up. I'm applying pressure straight in towards the center, and I'm giving a little bit of a lift. So I might, just like I did at the second line, find that first position at the lower ridge, then the second position on the flat of the lower third of the brow. I'm going to move that ball. I'm going to roll up a little bit. I'm going to bear weight in. And just know, if you get into an area, if you've ever had a bang to your head, if you've ever had you ever stand up and wallop yourself into the cupboard door, if any of those little old injuries are in there, you might find it's a little bit sticky or a little bit stiff, or the texture that you're feeling under the ball is a little bit different. Keep rolling that ball up a little bit higher. Again, I'm at the hairline here. Now I'm on my eye center. I've come just up to the very top. You can see I'm just very relaxed as I do this. I'm breathing. I can soften my shoulder down. I can feel there's definitely a connection between this part of my skull with the bones opening and how it feels into my shoulder. It feels wonderful. And then I'm going to take that ball away. I'm going to just see, how does that feel one side to the other? And just know, when you work the midline of the body and then you go to the left and to the right, you want to balance. So we would never just do center and then one side and then get up and go. We're going to come to the other side. So I'm going to come to the second eye, or the right side eye. I'm going to find that bone with my finger. I'm going to just roll the ball a little bit underneath the eyebrow. And as I come back to center, I can feel I'm coming with my ball straight towards the center of my head, towards the back ball. I'm coming back with that ball. I can feel as I get underneath that ridge of the forehead bone, it feels kind of nice. It feels like I'm taking pressure out of the orbit of my eye, or that area around my eye. And just breathing. Take maybe 1 to 3 breaths at each spot and let the ball stimulate the bone. So it's an interesting concept. When you feel it, you'll go, oh, that just feels really right. It feels nice. It feels gentle. And if you haven't done this before, you might say, I just don't feel that much. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to feel. So just take this through. We're just going to do these 3 lines. We're going to come up a little bit higher. So I'm going to just roll a little bit higher above the eyebrow. I'm going to breathe. I'm gently weighting the ball against my bone. And when people have me and they can feel me doing this on them, they oftentimes will say, it feels like you're holding the ball, but that ball, you're somehow making it feel past the skin, past the musculature, and you're touching onto the bone. And then when I start rolling that ball a little bit higher, the feeling is there's a little traction. We're not pulling the skin, we're actually lifting the bone at that deeper layer. You can see that rotation of the ball. And then I get that lift again, breathing 1 to 3 breaths. And then the last point, if you need to feel it with your other hand, you can feel there's the hairline pressing backwards towards the center of your skull, towards the ball behind, keeping getting that lift on that side. And that's interesting. I can feel my ears popping. So it's all connected. If what's going on is you've got one side of your face or your head that you've had more impact or injury, or if you have a different facial pattern, like me with the pulling my eyebrows together when I look at the computer screen, then you might just feel like there's more stress on one side than the other, and it relates to other parts of your body. Let's just do this one more time. We're going to come right back to center. Bring that ball right to the top of the nose bone. Make sure that back ball is in a perfect position. We're going to put pressure directly from front to back. So we're kind of squeezing. We're giving our brain compression. Feels very nice. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift up a little bit. So whatever feels nice for your arms. If you do get fatigued in your arms, you could do this in bed. You could put pillows underneath and you could have a nice support. You could put another pillow here in the front. And just keep getting that connection front to back ball, letting the ball penetrate, soften, and smooth away the furrow. So if you've got a little bit of wrinkliness going on in your brow, and if you wish that you could have a younger look and feeling like you're plumping things up, just know we're increasing circulation. We're increasing flow of energy. We're taking the stress out. And just note where we're working, it's kind of like into the third eye, the seat of our intuition. It can oftentimes be for people a little bit of a headache zone. And so once you complete, you just lay down, feel how that feels. If you want to take that second ball out from behind your head and have a little bit of a rest. And I have to tell you, it's the most comforting, relaxing sensation to get working on your face. If you find this is curious to you, you're interested, even if you followed along and just touch these points onto your face with your own finger, if you don't have a face ball kit, just know that that's also a very nice thing to be learning the different areas of the bone, the different parts of your anatomy, and palpating. Your body's going to love it. So if you care to join us in our workshops, please feel free and give me a shout. I'm around right now. I'm just going to breathe and relax.